Hi, I'm your Math Help Tutor, and today we are going to learn about rounding numbers. Rounding numbers is a process we do to convert a number into a form that is much more understandable. Rounding numbers is also considered as a form of estimating an amount. So when do we round numbers? Here are some examples of when we round numbers. Let's say your parents ask you how many classmates you have. You're not sure about how many classmates you have exactly, but you remember that in one class activity, you have counted between 26 to 29 classmates. So you round the number to give a good estimate, and you answer to your parents, you have about 30 classmates. Here's another example. Your friend asks how many candies you have left from Halloween. You counted that you had 50 candies, but can't remember exactly how many you ate already. So you estimate that you have eaten maybe between 6 to 9 candies, and you round the answer and you tell your friend, I have about 40 left. Here's another example. To count the number of people in the world, scientists estimate that in the year 2022, we have about 7,970,000,000 people in the world. They do this estimate because it's nearly impossible to count every single person in the world, and it's hard to understand a very exact number, say 7,970,453,754 people in the world, right? Another example is the estimation of the number of galaxies in the universe. Since it is also nearly impossible to specifically count exactly how many galaxies exist, scientists just estimate that there are about 100 billion galaxies in the universe. So after showing you some examples of rounding numbers, you may now be wondering about how do we round numbers? To round a number, what we do is we increase or decrease the number to the nearest place. Remember that we have discussed places in a past lesson like ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. So, what is the nearest place? Well, in school, the nearest place is the one that is asked for by your teacher or by a test or activity. Your teacher or test may ask you what is the nearest 10 or nearest 100 of a given number. However, outside of school, the nearest place is the place that makes a number easier to understand by whoever you're talking to. So how do we round numbers? To show you the concept behind this number estimation technique, let me show you first how it is done in a number line. Say we want to round the number 14 to the nearest tens. We are being asked to change the number 14 into another number wherein the new number's tens digit is nearest that of the original number. We find out the nearest tens of the number 14 by imagining the number on a number line. If the number has not crossed the halfway value between the number's current tens place value and the next tens place value, then we retain the original number's tens place value. If the number, however, is on or has crossed the halfway mark, then we change it into a number with a tens place value that is higher. So let's plot where the number 14 is in our number line. So we have 10 here, and these notches that you see in our number line, these are in increments of 1. So this should be 11, this is 12, this is 13, this is 14. Next, let's determine the current tens place value and the next tens place value of 14. So for our number 14, there's the tens place. And if we write the expanded form of the number, you have 10 plus 4. So the current tens place of our number is 10, which is this one. So what's the next tens place value of our number 14? So what comes after 10? That's 20. And then we find the value that is between 10 and 20, and that is 15. After that, we determine whether the number 14 is on or has crossed the number between the two tens places, that is 15. So we see whether our number is on or has crossed the number between our place values. In this case, we can see that the number 14 is not on 15 or comes before the number 15. So what this means is our number 14 is closer to its current tens place. So the answer to the problem of rounding the number 14 to the nearest tens is 10. Let's try this concept on a few numbers. Let's round the number 13, 18, and 15 to the nearest tens. The tens place value of all these numbers are 10. Let's write the expanded form of these numbers. So for 13, you have 10 plus 3. For 18, you have 10 plus 8. And for 15, you have 10 plus 5. So you can see that their current tens place is the number 10. Next, let's determine the next place value after their current place value. And that should be 20. After that, we determine the number that is between these place values. So what is between 10 and 20? Of course, that is 15. After that, we see where our numbers are in the number line. So for the number 13, if this is number 10 and we have increments of 1, so this should be 11, 12, and this is 13. So here we can see that 13 is not on 15 or comes before 15 or is less than 15. So we can say that 13 is nearer to 10 than it is to 20. So the answer to rounding 13 to the nearest tens place is 10. So let's try 18. If this is 15, this is 16, 17, so 18 should be here. Now you can see that 18 comes after 15 or is larger than 15. So we could say that 18 is nearer 20 than it is to 10. So the answer to rounding 18 to the nearest tens place is 20. Next, for the number 15. Since 15 is right on the middle of 10 and 20, then we know that 15 is nearer to 20 than it is to 10. So the answer to rounding 15 to the nearest tens place is 20. Let's now round some numbers to the nearest hundred. Let's round numbers 120, 150, and 180 to the nearest hundreds. So let's first determine the current hundreds place value of these numbers. So you see that these are ones, these are tens, this is our hundreds place. So if we write the expanded form of these numbers, you have 100 plus 20 plus 0. For 150, you have 100 plus 50 plus 0. And then for 180, you have 100 plus 80 plus 0. So here you can see that our current hundreds place for all these numbers is 100, which is this number in our number line. After that, we determine the next hundreds place for our numbers, which is 200. So 200 comes after 100. After that, we determine the number that is between 100 and 200, which is 150. So let's try to find where 150 is here in our number line. The notches here seem to be in increments of 10. So if this is 100, this should be 110, 120, 130, 140, and this is 150. So this is the middle value between 100 and 200. Now let's try to find our numbers in the number line. So first for 120 should be 110, 120 over here. So this is our 120. So since you can see that 120 comes before 150 or is smaller than 150, then that means 120 is nearer to 100 than it is to 200. So the answer to rounding 120 to the nearest hundreds place is 100. Next, for 150. So since 150 is right at the center or is a value that is in between 100 and 200, then we can say that 150 is nearer to 200 as it is to 100. So the answer to rounding 150 to the nearest hundreds place is 200. And next is 180. So if this is 150, this should be 160, 170, 180. So since 180 is bigger than 150 or comes after 150 in the number line, then we know that 180 is nearer to 200 than it is to 100. So the answer to rounding 180 to the nearest hundreds place is 200. Let's now try rounding numbers in the thousands. Let's round the numbers 4,756, 4,440, and 5,235 to the nearest thousands. So let's first look at the number 4,756. So let's write the expanded form of this number. We have 4,000 plus 700 plus 50 plus 6. So since we're rounding to the nearest thousands place, we are concerned about the thousands place, these digits. So for our first number, you can see that our current thousands place is 4,000, which is over here. And what comes after 4,000? So the next thousands place of our number is 5,000. And what is between 4,000 and 5,000? That is 4,500. This one. After that, we look for our number in the number line. So if this is 4,500, this should be 4,600 if we have increments of 100 for each notch. And this is 4,700. This is 4,800. So our number should be between 4,700 and 4,800. Our number should be around here. That's 4,756 over here. Notice that we are estimating our drawing of where these numbers are on the number line because we need very fine lines on the number line, or we need to zoom into the number line if we want to exactly mark these numbers on it. In this case, we don't need to be that specific. We can just estimate the position of the numbers in the number line. Okay, so back to our first number. So since you can see that 4,756 comes after 4,500, or that our number is larger than 4,500. So we know that this number is nearer 5,000. So the answer to rounding our number to the nearest thousands place is 5,000. Next, let's consider our next number, which is 4,440. So let's write first the expanded form of our number. That's 4,000 plus 400 plus 40 plus 0. So our current thousands place is 4,000, and that's the same for our previous number. The next thousands place is 5,000, and the middle value is 4,500. Let's now look for 4,440 in our number line. So if this is 4,000, this is 4,100, 4,200, 4,300, and this is 4,400. So our number should be between 4,400 and 4,500. So our number should be around here. It's 4,440. So since you can see that our number comes before 4,500 or is less than 4,500, then we know that our number is nearer to 4,000. So the answer to rounding our number to the nearest thousands place is 4,000. Next, let's consider 5,235. So let's write the expanded form of our number. That's 5,000 plus 200 plus 30 plus 5. So you can see that the current thousands place is 5,000, this one over here. So what comes after 5,000? What's the next thousands place after 5,000? That should be 6,000. Next, we determine the value between 5,000 and 6,000, which should be 5,500, which is over here in our number line. Now let's look for our number. If this is 5,000, this is 5,100, this is 5,200, and this is 5,300. So our number should be between 5,200 and 5,300. And our number should be around here. That's 5,235. Now you can see that since our number is less than 5,500 or comes before 5,500, then we know that our number is nearer to 5,000 than it is to 6,000. So the answer to rounding our number to the nearest thousands place is 5,000. Let's now round higher numbers to the nearest thousands, say 12,701 and 14,235. So the thousands place for our numbers are these digits, 2 and 4. So if we write their expanded form, for our first number, it's 10,000 plus 2,000 plus 700 plus 0 plus 1. So the thousands place value is 2,000. So let's look for the current thousands place in our number line. Now notice that our number is already greater than 10,000. In such cases, what we do is, first, we do not consider the digits or the places after the place that we are rounding, and then we consider the places or the digits that come before the place that we are rounding. So we consider 2,000 and the places to its left, which gives us 12,000. So the current thousands place of our number is 12,000. And what comes after 12,000? Of course, 13,000. And what's the number between 12,000 and 13,000? That is, of course, 12,500, which is over here. Now let's look for our number in the number line. We have 12,701. So if this is 12,500 and we have increments of 100, so our number should be, if this is 12,600, this is 12,700, and this is 12,800, our number should be right here. That's 12,701. So you can see, since our number is greater than 12,500 or comes after 12,500 in the number line, then we know that our number is closer to 13,000 than it is to 12,000. So the answer to rounding our number to the nearest thousands place is 13,000. Let's consider the next number, 14,235. So let's write the expanded form. That's 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 200 plus 30 plus 5. So our current thousands place is 4,000. However, since our number is already greater than 10,000, so what we do is we don't consider the places to the right of the place that we are trying to round, and we consider those to the left only. So our current thousands place is 14,000, which is this number. So what comes after 14,000? That is 15,000. That is the next thousands place. And what is the number between 14,000 and 15,000? That's 14,500. This one over here. Now let's look for our number in the number line. So if this is 14,000, this is 14,100, and this is 14,200, and this 14,300, our number should be between these two notches. So our number should be around here. 14,235. Since our number is less than 14,500 or comes before 14,500 in the number line, then we know that the nearest thousands place is 14,000. So the answer to the question, round the number to the nearest thousands place, is 14,000. Let's now try several numbers that have varying values. This time by drawing our own number line as a guide. Let's find the nearest hundreds for the three numbers below. So for our first number, to find the nearest hundred for 845, so we're concerned about this digit. This is the ones, this is the tens, this is the hundreds place. So first we draw our number line. And we determine the current hundreds place of our number, which is 800. The next hundreds place of our number is 900. And what is the value between 800 and 900? That should be 850. So finding our number in the number line should be around here, 845. So since our number comes before 850 or is less than 850, then we know that our number is nearer to 800 as it is to 900. So the answer to finding the nearest hundred of 845 is 800. Next, let's have 4,655. So again, we draw our number line and we determine what is the current hundreds place of our number. So this is ones, tens, this is the hundreds. So our current hundreds place is 600, but our number is far more than 600. Remember, we have a 4 over here. That means there's a thousands place in our number. So what we do is we just don't consider the digits after 6 and we put zeros in their place. And then we include the digit to the left of the place that we are rounding, which is 4. So our current hundreds place for our number is 4,600. And what comes after 600? That's 700. But of course, our number is far more than 700, right? It's actually 4,700. And what's the value between 4,600 and 4,700? That is 4,650. Next, let's look for our number in the number line. So we have 4,655. So that should be somewhere here. 4,655. So since our number is more than 4,650 or comes after 4,650, then we know that our number is nearer to 4,700 than it is to 4,600. So the answer to the nearest hundred for our number is 4,700. Next, let's have the number 102,084. So let's find the nearest hundreds place. This is the ones, this is the tens, this is the hundreds place. That's 0. Okay, let's draw the number line for our number. And let's determine the current hundreds place for our number. That's 0. And then we don't consider the other digits to the right. So we just put 0 in their place. But our number is far greater than 0, right? There are other digits and other places to the left of the digit that we are rounding. So what we do is we just include them. That's 1, 0, and 2. So now we determined that our current hundreds place for the number is 102,000. And what comes after 0? That is 1. So the next hundreds place for our number is 102,100. And what is between 102,000 and 102,100? Of course, that is 102,050. So now we have our number line. Let's try looking for our number. Let's say this is 60, 70, 80, 90. So our number is 102,084. So 60, 70, 80, and this is 90. So our number should come before 90, but after 80. So our number should be around here. That's 102,084. So since our number comes after 102,050 or is bigger than 102,050, then we know that our number is nearer to 102,100. So the answer to the question, find the nearest hundred to the number 102,084 is 102,100. Now let's find the nearest thousand for the three numbers below. So let's look at the first number. And since we're looking for the nearest thousands, we are talking about this place, this digit. If we draw a number line, we know that the current thousands place of our number is 4,000. And what is the next thousands place after 4,000? That should be 5,000. And what is the value between 4,000 and 5,000? That should be 4,500. Now, let's plot our number in this number line. So we have 4,788. So if this is 500, it should be 600, 700, 800, 900, and 5,000. So our number should be between 700 and 800. It should be around here. That's 4,788. Since you can see our number comes after 4,500 or is larger than 4,500, then we know our number is nearer to 5,000 than it is to 4,000. So the answer to finding the nearest thousand for this number is 5,000. Next, for the number 262,455, let's try looking for the current thousands place. So the thousands place has the digit 2. So we can see that there are other digits that come before the digit 2. So if we draw the number line, the current thousands place is 2, and we just don't consider the places after the place that we are rounding. So we just put 0 in their place. And since our number is not just 2,000, it's far greater than 2,000. So what we do is we consider the places that come before the place that we are rounding. So let us include the digits 2 and 6. We are considering the 10,000s place and the 100,000s place. So now we know that the current thousands place of our number is 262,000. And what comes after 2? That is 3. So the next thousands place has to have 3,000. But our number is not just 3,000. It's far beyond that because we have to consider the other places to the left of the place that we are rounding. So we include 2 and 6. So our next thousands place is 263,000. Now what is the value between 262,000 and 263,000? That is 262,500. Then we find our number in the number line. So if our number is 262,400, okay, that means if we have increments of 100, is 100, 200, 300, 400. So our number is 262,455. Should be around here. That's 262,455. So since our number comes before 262,500, we know that it is much nearer to 262,000 than it is to 263,000. So the answer to the nearest thousands for our number is 262,000. And lastly, for our number, to look for the nearest thousands, first let's determine the thousands place. The thousands place value is 8,000. But what is the current thousands place? So let's draw a number line and let's determine the current thousands place. So that's 8. So this is the thousands place. And then we do not consider the places to the right of the place that we are rounding. And what we do is we put in 0 in their place. But our number is far beyond, far higher than 8,000. But we have to consider that there are also places to the left of the place that we are rounding. So we have to consider that when we are looking for the nearest thousands place. So we have to consider the places to the left of the thousands place. And here we can see that our current thousands place is 1,458,000. So what comes after 8? It's 9. So the next thousands place has to have 9,000, but we have to consider the places to the left of the place that we are rounding. So that is 1, 4, and 5. And now we know that the next place is 1,459,000. And what's the value between our thousands places? So what's between 8,000 and 9,000 has to be 8,500. But our number is not just 8,500, right? Because we have places to the left of the place that we are rounding off. So we have to consider that as well. So the value between the places is 1,458,500. So where's our number in the number line? If we have increments of 100, so if this is 500, this is 600, 700, 800, 900, our number should be around here. Right, that is 1,458,741. So here you can see that since our number is bigger than 1,458,500 or comes after this number, so we know that our number is nearer to the next thousands place than it is to its current thousands place. So the answer to finding the nearest thousands place for our number is 1,459,000. Now, it's important to note here that when rounding with the digit 9, you have to be a bit more careful. It is a common mistake to round 9 into a 0 and then forget about what is actually happening to the number in the number line. Let's try this concept on a few examples. So here we are being asked to round the following numbers to the nearest place of the underlined digits. So for the first number, we're being asked to round to the nearest hundreds place. For the next number, we're being asked to round to the nearest thousands place. And for the last number, we're being asked to round to the nearest 10,000s place. So let's try this concept on a few examples. So for the first number, again, we draw a number line, and then we determine the current hundreds place of our number. So the expanded form of our number would be 10,000 plus 2,000 plus 900 plus 70 plus 1. And we are concerned about this place, the hundreds place. So the current hundreds place is 9, but we don't consider the tens and the ones place anymore. So we just convert them to 0. However, our number is far larger than 900. So we have to consider the other digits to the left of the place that we are rounding, and that is 1 and 2. So the hundreds place of our number is 12,900. And the next hundreds place would be, so here's what many students find confusing. They're having a hard time determining the next hundreds place because what comes after 9? It's 0, right? So what students would normally do would be to have the next hundreds place as 0 and then make the tens and the ones place as 0 as well. And then they just copy the digits to the left. And you see, it doesn't make any sense because our number line has to be increasing as you go to the right. But what happened here is we have 12,900 as our current hundreds place. And then the next hundreds place here is 12,000, which is wrong because 12,000 is far less than 12,900. So let's erase that and let's find what is really the next hundreds place. So again, what comes after the digit 9? Of course, it's 0. So we still put 0 here and then we just replace the places to the right with 0 as their digits. But remember the rule for digits in places. Whenever we exceed 9, what happens is we go back to 0, but we have to add 1 to the next digit to the left. So it's kind of like, when we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have to go back to 0, right? But we have to add 1 to the next place to the left. So it's the same thing here. So the hundreds place becomes 0, but we have to add 1 to the next place. So this becomes 3. So now we know that the next hundreds place is 13,000. So our current hundreds place is 12,900 and the next hundreds place is 13,000. Next, we find the value between 12,900 and 13,000, and that value is 12,950. Next, we look for our number in this number line. So we have 12,971. If we have, let's say, increments of 10, this is 60, 70, 80, 90, and we have 13,000. So this is 12,960, 970, this is 980. So our number has to be between 970 and 980. So it's somewhere here. So this is our number, 12,971. So as you can see, since our number comes after 12,950 or is larger than 12,950, then we know that our number is nearer 13,000. So the answer to this question is 13,000. Next, let's have the second number. So we're being asked to round 19,835 to the nearest thousands because it's the thousands number that's underlined. So to solve this, we have to draw a number line and let's find the current thousands place. So if we write the expanded form, we know that this is equal to 10,000 plus 9,000 plus 800 plus 30 plus 5. And this is the thousands place. So we know that our current thousands place has a 9 in it. And then we just convert the rest of the places to the right as 0. We have 0, 0, and 0. But of course, we can't just stop at 9,000 because 9,000 is far less than 19,000. So we have to consider the other places to the left of the thousands place. And that is 1. So there we have it. We have our current thousands place for our number is 19,000. Next, let's find the next thousands place. So to find the next thousands place, we could see right away that comes after 19 should be 20,000. Or you could see here that what comes after 9,000 is 10,000. But since our rule is a digit cannot have a number that is greater than 9, so we have to add this 1 to the next place, which makes this 20,000. Or we could see here, if we add 1 to our digit 9, it becomes 0. But remember the rule, if our digit exceeds 9, we have to add to the place to the left. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So 1 becomes 2. So now we know that the next thousands place for our number is 20,000. Next, we find the value that's between 19,000 and 20,000, which is 19,500. And then we find our number within this number line. So we have 19,835. If we have increments of 100, this would be 9,600, 9,700, 9,800, 9,900, and then we have 20,000. So our number should be between 800 and 900. Should be around here. That's our number, 19,835. So as you can see, since our number comes after 19,500 or is bigger than 19,500, then we know that our next thousands place is 20,000. So the answer to this question is 20,000. And for our last number, we are being asked to round this number to the nearest 10,000s, which is the place of the underlined digit. So again, to solve this problem, we draw a number line and find the current thousands place. So if you're having trouble determining the current thousands place, you could write the expanded form of the number, which is 300,000 plus 90,000 plus 5,000 plus 500 plus 70 plus 0. And we are interested with this place, the 10,000s place. So our number is 10,000s place definitely should have a 9 in it. And then for the places to the right of the 10,000s place, we change them all to 0. The thousands place is 0, the hundreds place is 0, tens place is 0, and the ones place is 0. But of course, we can't just stop at 90,000 because 90,000 is far less than 395,000. So we have to consider the places to the left of the 10,000s place as well, which has the digit 3. So this is our 10,000s place, 390,000. After this, we determine the next thousands place. We could do this by asking what comes after 90,000. So to know this, we have to add 1 to the digit that we are rounding. So 9 plus 1 is 10. But you know the rule, right? If our digit exceeds 9, we have to start back to 0, but we have to add 1 to the digit to the left. So we have to add 1 to the digit 3, which becomes 4. And then we convert all of these other digits to 0. So that is our next 10,000s place. That's 4000000. So now we know the current 10,000s place and the next 10,000s place. Next, we find the value between 390,000 and 400,000, which is 395,000. And then we look for our number within this number line. So our number is 395,570. So if we have increments of 1,000, this is 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, and we have 400,000. So our number is 395,570. Should be between 500 and 600. So it's around here. So that's our number. That's 395,570. And as you can see, our number comes after 395,000 or is bigger than 395,000. So we know that our number is closer to the next 10,000s place, which is 400,000. So the answer to rounding this number to the nearest 10,000s place is 400,000. Now it's time for interesting fact time. Do you know that you don't need to keep on drawing number lines to round numbers? Maybe you have noticed this already in our past examples, but you can just look at the digit next to the one we would like to round. When you do that, just remember this rhyme. 0 to 4, don't add more. 5 to 9, add 1 time. And we do this to the digit that we are rounding. Let's try using this technique on the following numbers below. Remember, we look at the digit to the right of what we want to round, and then we see if it's 0 to 4, and then we don't add more, or 5 to 9, and then we add 1 time. Let's consider our first number, 4,788. So we're looking for the nearest thousand. That means this digit in the thousands place. So what we do is we look at the digit to its right, which is 7. And then we look at this rhyme. 0 to 4, don't add more. 5 to 9, add 1 time. So since 7 is between 5 to 9, what we do is we add 1 time to the place that we are rounding. So 4 becomes 5. So now we know that the nearest thousand to our number is 5, and then we convert the rest of the places into 0. So that's our answer, 5,000. Let's have the next number. So the thousands place is this one, which has a digit 2. So using this technique, what we do is we look at the digit to the right, which is 4, and then we follow this rhyme. 0 to 4, don't add more. 5 to 9, add 1 time. So since 4 is within 0 to 4, that means we don't add more. We retain this place, which is 2. So that's 2, we don't add more, and we replace the rest of the places to the right to zeros, and then we retain the places to the left. That's 2 and 6. So the answer to finding the nearest thousands to our number is 262,000. Let's go to the next number. So 8 is in the thousands place. What we do is we look at the digit to the right, which is 7, and we follow this rhyme. 0 to 4, don't add more. 5 to 9, add 1 time. So since 7 is within 5 to 9, that means we have to add 1 time to the digit that we are rounding. So 8 becomes 9. So the nearest thousands for this number is, let's put the 9, comma, and let's replace the rest of the places with 0. And then we consider the digits to the left. That's 1, 4, and 5. So the answer is 1,459,000. And last is this number. So the thousands place has a digit of 5. Again, we look at the digit to the right, and that is 3. Remembering our rhyme, 0 to 4, don't add more. Since 3 is within 0 to 4, that means we don't add more to the place that we are rounding. So we retain it as 5. Let's write 5 here, comma. Let's convert the rest of the digits to the right into zeros. And then we consider the places to the left. We have 59,4. So the answer to the nearest thousands for our number is 50,945,000. Now let's try using this technique on numbers that have the digit 9. Remember to be careful with rounding the digit 9 and always see if your answer makes sense in the number line. So for the first number, we are being asked to round to the nearest hundreds place. So what we do is we look at the digit to the right, and that is 7. Since 7 is within 5 to 9, then that means that we have to add 1 time. So 9 becomes 10. But again, there's a rule that if our digit exceeds 9, then we have to go back to 0 and then add 1 to the digit to the left, which makes this 3. And then we just copy the rest of the digits to its left. And we convert the rest of the digits to the right into zeros. So the answer to rounding 12,971 to the nearest hundreds is 13,000. Now let's solve the next number. We are being asked to round this number to the nearest thousands. So again, we'll look at the digit to its right, which is 8, and remembering the rhyme, 5 to 9 add 1 time. So since 8 is within 5 to 9, that means we have to add 1 time to the place that we are rounding. So 9 becomes 10. But again, we have exceeded the digit 9, so we have to go back to 0 and then add 1 to the place to the left. So 1 plus 1, that becomes 2. And then we convert the rest of the digits to the right into zeros. So the answer to rounding this number to the nearest thousands is 20,000. And then last is we are being asked to round 395,570 to the nearest 10,000s. So again, we look at the digit to the right of the place that we are being asked to round. And since it's 5, and remembering the rhyme, 5 to 9 add 1 time, that means we have to add 1 time to 9, which makes it into 10. But again, whenever we exceed the digit 9, we have to go back to 0 and then add 1 to the digit to the left. So 3 plus 1 becomes 4. And then we just change the rest of the digits to the right into zeros. So the answer to this problem of rounding this number to the nearest 10,000s is 400,000. Now let's review what we have learned today. You can pause the video if you need more time to answer the questions. Let's begin. It is a form of estimation wherein we convert a number into a form that's much more understandable. The answer is rounding numbers. Rounding numbers is a form of estimation wherein we convert a number into a form that's much more understandable. Round this number to the nearest 10. The answer is 43,880. So how did we come up with this answer? There are two ways for this. First, we draw a number line and let's find the current tens place. So the tens place is here with the digit 7. So the current tens place has to have 7, and the places to the right of the place that we are rounding should be converted to 0. And then we have to consider the places to the left if there are any. So let's include 43, comma, and 8. So the current tens place of our number is 43,870. And what comes after 43,870? Okay, so the next tens place after has to have 80. And we just copy the rest of the places. So the next tens is 43,880. And what's the value between 70 and 80? Should be 75. And then we include the other places to the left. That's 43,875. Next, we look for our number in this number line. So if this is 875, should be 76, 77, 78, 79. Our number should be here, 43,879. So since our number comes after 43,875, or is larger than 43,875, then we know that it is nearer to 43,808, which is our answer. Or you can just use our rhyme. So what we do is we look at the digit to the right, which is 9, and remembering our rhyme, 0 to 4 don't add more, 5 to 9 add 1 time. So since 9 is within 5 to 9, we add 1 more to our tens place. This becomes 8. So all the digits to the right of the place that we are rounding, we convert to 0, and then we consider the places to the left of the place that we are rounding. So after this number, we have 43,800, and thus we have our answer. Next, round this number to the nearest 100. The answer is 43,900. So how did we come up to this answer? There are two methods. You could draw a number line and look for the current hundreds of our number. So looking for the current 100 of our number, that is over here with the digit 8. So that's 8, and then we replace the succeeding places with 0. But our number is more than 800. So we have to consider the places to the left of the place that we are rounding. So we just copy these places. So we have 43,800. That is the current hundreds place of our number. Now what comes after 8? It's 9. So the next hundreds place of our number is 43,900. And what is between 800 and 900? That's 850. But of course, we have to consider the places to the left of the digit 8. So the number between these hundreds places is 43,850. Next, we look for our number in this number line. So our number is 43,879. So if we draw increments of 10, this should be 60, 70, 80, 90. So our number is 879. This is 60, 70, and 80. So our number should be between 70 and 80. Should be somewhere here. So our number is 43,879. So since you can see that our number comes after 43,850 or is larger than 43,850, then we know our number is nearer to 43,900. And thus we have our answer. You can also use the other method, which is by using our rhyme. So we determine the hundreds place, which has a digit of 8. We look at the digit to the right, which is 7. And remembering our rhyme, 0 to 4, don't add more. 5 to 9, add 1 time. Since 7 is within 5 to 9, that means we have to add 1 to 8. And this becomes 9. And then for the succeeding places, we convert them to 0. And then we consider places to the left of the place that we are rounding, which is 43. And thus we have our answer, which is 43,900. Round this number to the nearest thousand. The answer is 44,000. So how did we arrive at this answer? So again, what we do is we can draw a number line and we find the current thousands place. So since we're considering the thousands place, we look for the thousands place of our number. So this is the ones place, tens place, hundreds place. This is the thousands place. So the current thousands of our number has to have 3, and we convert the rest of the digits to the right into zeros. So since our number is far bigger than 3,000, that means we have to consider the digits and the places to the left of the place that we are rounding. So we just copy 4 over here. Next, we find the next thousands place. So what comes after 3? It's 4. 4,000. And then we include the previous places. And what is between 43,000 and 44,000? That is 43,500. So looking for our number in this number line, if this 43,500 and having increments of 100, so this should be 600, 700, 800, 900. So our number should be around here. That's 43,879. So since our number comes after 43,500, it means that our number is nearer to 44,000 than it is to 43,000. And thus our answer. Or we can use the other technique. So looking at the digit after the place that we want to round, we see that it is 8. And remembering our rhyme, 0 to 4, don't add more. 5 to 9, add 1 time. So since 8 is within 5 to 9, that means we have to add 1 to this digit, which becomes 4. And then the digits to the right of the place that we are rounding, we convert into zeros. And then we have to consider the places to the left of the place that we are rounding. So we just copy 4. And there we have our answer, 44,000. And that's it for now. Remember to keep on practicing your math skills with our sample exercises and workbooks. See you then! Visit mathhelptutor.com to improve your math skills and your math test scores today. You can do this through your unlimited access to all our math lessons, practice quizzes, and workbooks. You can also schedule a one-on-one tutorial session with us today. Check out the links below this video to see how you can support us if you found this video helpful. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video and this channel to your friends and family who might need this. See you soon!